It's hard to see this area here as anything but a car park, well ordered lines, places to park, lines not to cross. But I imagine there used to be a lot of indigenous people walk around here before tar and cement and drains and pipes and electricity and so on were harnessed or invented or whatever. Consciousness is, in terms of its output, seems to be have a lot to do with have a lot to do with conditioning, both as an input and as an output, limitation. The whole business of development is a business of limitation. So progress this morning is looking like the development of our own prisons. Suddenly a virus hits and all the things we've built for ourselves are questioned. Can this really work? And the controlling mechanism is law. Man makes straight lines and squares, and it's the very geometrical shapes to enclose the kind of large forms, unstraight lines of nature. We reduce everything to order. I'm not against order, but you have to realise what we're doing. We're taking infinite potential and reducing it so we can control certain spaces. And if you dig deep enough, you find that behind it all is fear. And fear responds as it's overcome to the potential that's out there over against the lines that we've drawn. It responds in the form of having to bring everybody else into our fear, our colonies, have them walk on our lines, make the whole of creation fit our ghetto. On the fringes of our vision, and those hedges narrow us down to very narrow paths and crossings. We've got to stay on them. All that potential out there is just a bit too much. This is called control. And really, it's minuscule compared to what could be going on. And the thing that struck me yesterday and overnight and this morning is the power of fear and control to displace faith, trust, and that potential that is lost legally, sensibly, sanely. Now we know which way to go because we're told we've got the paths before us. I wonder what the Aboriginals used to do walking around this area here before this concrete, cement, tar and glass and tin cars and things like that. What did the Aboriginals feel? Horses. I don't know if there's a path up there. There's no through road, but there might be a track down to the lake. At least I know this way is not blocked. I'll try it. What's important to me about this is not to get rid of water, but to put it in its right place. Oh, there I am. And there's the lake. I came the right way. Could have gone the wrong way, and what would it have mattered? According to calculation, it would have been wrong, but according to a peaceful heart that trusts and just trusts without detail, it's okay. That's how I see life. I don't see life as calculated. But I do calculate because our interface with society and people seems to be, in this incarnate state, a matter of calculating. So I calculate, but all that calculating is known to be flawed, temporary, and most importantly in the context of complete trust, regardless of the outcome of the calculation. So I have an order of things. I don't know that I've articulated it before or thought about it, as a philosophy of life, but I can tell you that I've always sacrificed calculating logic and spaces and lines and shapes and geometrical confinement. I've always subjected those things to the knowledge that this is my Father's world. And it's big. And faith embeds me in that without knowing all even the good or the bad potentials from a calculated point of view. I mean, I love this. I love the fact that we've cleaned it up. And we've got paths and lines and geometry and so on, but my God, if I don't live amongst this on the basis of total trust in the potential that's beyond the lines and the concrete and so on, what the hell am I doing here? Well, it's hell. Never been good at that. But in contrast, we kill for these lines and these spaces. We sit proudly, not in isolation. Perhaps that's a problem. If we end up totally alone, we might wake up, but we have enough consensus based in fear and calculating and geometry and finite principles around us to encourage us not to believe, that is, not to trust that there's something working in our hearts individually, our relationships and our world that allows us to wander and wonder and go beyond calculus. So all these paths and things are, for me, not products, well, the use of them at least, and not products of mere calculation, but calculation based on hope, which is not measurable. Calculation that's dependent on and leads to more hope, commonly called faith, I suppose, in religious terms, but it's faith, not the faith, and that distinction is really critical. Faith opens up the world, the faith closes it down.